The truth of the matter is, visa officers are going to tell you it doesn't matter what school you get into and what school you're attending when you apply for your visa. Everybody is looked at the same way. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is that it does matter what university you're attending. But it's not the most important thing. It matters a little bit. And the reason why it matters is because someone who has been approved for Harvard University to go for a 4-year degree, that person is going to be looked at a little bit differently than someone who has been accepted to a community college. And the reason is because the standards are different for those two different types of universities. If you've gotten into Harvard, then the university will have done a very thorough vetting process of making sure that, you're qualified, your test scores are great, you have gotten great grades in your home country, all of these different things. And so that's why it is easier for someone who has gotten into an Ivy League university to get approved for their visa because the standards are higher to get into those schools. Now, if you're applying and you got into a community college, you're still eligible for a US visa. But the visa officer is probably going to be harder on you during your visa interview because it's easier to get into a community college. Virtually anybody can get into a community college. And so the visa officer during the interview is going to want to make sure that you actually qualify. And how they do that is by interviewing you and giving you some hard questions to see how you respond, to see if you've really thought out your plans about going to study in the US, if you've really considered, how hard it is, to be moving to a different country. Have you planned out your housing? Have you planned out what are you going to do with your degree afterwards? What is going to make you go back to your home country after you graduate? So these are all questions that are going through the visa officer's head, and they're going to ask you about that. And so that is why the selection of the university does matter a little bit. But what's really important is how you are prepared for the visa interview. If you've done the mental preparation to think through, your plans in the United States. I have approved hundreds and thousands of visas for people just going to community college or going to, a lesser known university. But it's because I believe that student was ready for their plans in the United States. So you have to be ready. It's not just about the university, it's about the interview.